to. So if you're ready to fight, I'm right beside you. If you don't believe, you don't see what I do. Just open your eyes, the truth's inside you. It's not just my home, it's real in every place. Like anthrax sent from a military base. Y'all emulate snakes who imitate disciples. Watching the Catholic Church manipulate the Bible. I never stood a chance of enjoying the scripture. Freemasons, freebasing, poison the mixture. My point is true, but the boys in blue got me looking over my shoulder trying to enjoy the view. Got 2 words for Bloomberg and Giuliani. Oh, f*** you, George Bush and the Illuminati. I wanna go in the Oval Office, pop a few, and act out the cover of Revolutionary Volume 2. They watching you, it's the national pastime. Believe me, I'll be red flag for that last line. Pole 9 to lock down the hood forever. They a bigger gang than Bloods and Crips put together. Marines still die in Iraq, it seems ill. Bush already contracted lobbyists to rebuild. They'll fund his campaign, he the foulest vermin. Trying to build a pipeline owned by Halliburton. But God's watching us to keep the evidence clear. While Lucifer whispers orders in the president's ear. Heaven is near, but hell is even closer. I live it every day, watching demons approach us. I don't believe your truth, I've been lied to. So if you're ready to fight, I'm right beside you. If you don't believe, you don't see what I do. Just open your eyes, the truth's inside you. I don't believe your truth, I've been lied to. So if you're ready to fight, I'm right beside you. If you don't believe, you don't see what I do. Just open your eyes, the truth's inside you.
We Are Change Radio Manchester, that was Diabolic. The track is called Truth. More audio now from the G20 summit at St Andrews.
NATO G20 is about to march up to the Fairmont, which is something we hadn't previously thought we'd be able to do. We're all going to be going as a group right up to the door and bringing the issues right to the G20's doorstep.
On these cuts, the cuts that are coming from where? Because coming from public sector workers? No, they're coming because the bankers and the gamblers that run the stock exchange have been gambling with our bloody money, and the government wants to bail them out. To hell with what the impact of that is on ordinary people's lives at a grassroots. It's our world, it's our country, it's our services that we rely on. We shouldn't simply be standing there and letting them say, your money is going to be used to bail out these guys. Already the bankers are talking about getting back into the gravy train. They're talking about, oh, we won't take our bonuses this year. No, we're going to defer them for 3 years. 3 years of contempt of already talking about paying out £1 million bonuses at a time when people are being forced to expect cuts. It's utter nonsense. We shouldn't accept it. We should all be joining together and fighting together to stop paying out, to bail out the system, which has clearly let us down. Next week, there's a massive demonstration being called in Edinburgh against the war which is the other side of what's being paid. We're paying for in terms of the crisis. We're still bailing out, we're still paying billions towards wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, which nobody can explain anymore. The Prime Minister has to come out 2 or 3 times a week now to try and justify the reason why we're doing this. People's children dying, both in these countries, and the poor families are sending their kids out, who frankly have been economically conscripted into the army because they can't find jobs in their own schemes, etc. These boys have been sent out there to die for a cause that nobody can explain. We need to oppose the wars, we need to get people back home, we need to stop bailing out the bankers and stop paying billions on wars that nobody wants. Join the fight, defend public services, defend your planet, and fight for jobs. Thank you.
We Are Change Radio Manchester.
Now, hopefully I won't confuse you here. As the G20 met in St Andrews, 2 different groups made up of ordinary men and women were meeting to raise the issues that they felt were important. One group, Nay to G20, you have heard audio from already. They included Jean Humphreys from Military Families Against the War, public servants who were angry at cuts, and students who wanted to exercise their right to protest such a high-profile meeting of globalists in their town. The second group, however, known as the People's G20, were there mainly to demand the G20 deal with climate change, with the Copenhagen Treaty being put on the table in a few weeks. With their hearts in the right places, these people had a huge PR push behind them, with a silky website, workshops, wristbands and great press coverage. They had a very well organised campaign, with pictures of their head in the sand stunt on the St Andrews beach going round the country and the world. But the majority of those who supported the People's G20 were being deceived. The whole project was funded and supported by the very globalist interests which they thought they were protesting. Confused?
I'm being spokesperson for the Put People First coalition. Essentially, we're in St Andrews today to put out a clear message to the G20 finance ministers who are meeting here today that it's no longer possible for them to bury their heads in the sand. We want changes. Basically, the global financial crisis has shown us that the current systems just aren't working. So we need change, and today is a perfect opportunity for them to do that and create systems that put people first. So essentially, what we're asking for is investment in green jobs, reform of the international financial institutions that continue to put profit before people, and crucially, with next month's UN Climate Summit in Copenhagen, we need serious amounts of new money put on the table to help people from developing countries adapt to and survive climate change.
The whole carbon dioxide climate change theory is being relentlessly pushed by the same international group of criminals behind the new carbon tax scheme and cap and trade. Companies which stand to make billions of pounds selling, in effect, the license to pollute. Al Gore, being sued by 30,000 scientists over the lies in his hilariously titled film An Inconvenient Truth, owns a company who sell carbon credits, and Gore is well on the way to becoming the world's first carbon billionaire. The Rupert Murdoch-owned Fox network, corporate member of the Council on Foreign Relations, is very open about propaganda placement in their productions such as Prison Break, The Simpsons, My Name is Earl, Family Guy and 24 amongst others.
We want to set an example to others in our industry and other industries that no matter what the size of your carbon footprint is, you can make a difference.
Hottest April on record.
Global warming.
Probably.
Press button to see what global warming will do in the next 3 years.
3 years is a long ways away.
What could we do on a practical level to start making a difference?
Just had another thought. What if the Scared Straight show had a green message too?
The biggest thing we've done is inserting messages about the environment into some of our content.
I don't follow. Green, it means environmentally friendly.
The lifeblood of our company is the quality of our TV shows, and we would accomplish nothing if we compromised that quality.
Going green doesn't fit with the rest of the show.
We'll work your magic, make it fit.
Hey Brian, I'm not going to recycle this aluminum can, I'm just going to throw it in the trash. Ha! You're Earth's bitch.
The most powerful way that we could communicate the commitment on behalf of our company was to change the practices within the production, as well as work in a message about global warming, about environmental changes, and about empowering people to take responsibility.
Why are your wedding programs bumpy?
Seeds. We're having a green wedding, so after the reception, our guests can plant the programs, grow flowers.
I could live in the sea. I'd make friends with a whale. We'd live in a sunken pirate ship. That'd show global warming.
No car, no electricity. I got a zero carbon footprint.
I feel bad for those lab animals running around with dirty hair, but it's better for the environment. That's the sacrifice they have to make.
Here at 24, we are committed to reducing our impact on climate change. Now, we know that we can't solve this problem in 24 hours, but by making energy-conscious decisions on our set, we are contributing to a solution.
Mr. McKay says that history is past, but saving the Earth is our present to the future.
Oh. The fact that this company decided to get behind the move to try to bring an end to global warming was really gratifying.
Finally, I get to save the Earth with deadly lasers instead of deadly slideshows.
The public is being conned about climate change, and even groups with good intentions, such as the Put People First Coalition and the People's G20, are playing into their hands by demanding taxes on carbon dioxide. Problem, reaction, solution. The global elite have decided to tax carbon dioxide, the gas breathed by plants, which in turn provide oxygen to fund their global governance plans. But they couldn't just announce a tax on carbon dioxide. They first had to